Hello everyone, welcome back to more Final Fantasy XIV, where last episode we picked up the Weaver. As you can see, I am wearing a completely different garment, yeah, once more unto the breaches. Redolent Rose now willing to assign you your second task. Back so soon? Very well, let's resume your training. Since last we spoke, you will doubtless have spent your time making the basic products of our trade, namely yarn and cloth. Now I would have you take such basic products and craft whole garments from them. Make 3 pairs of hempen breeches and present them for my inspection. You'll be working with hempen cloth and yarn this time, as well as a little bit of leather. Kagima can furnish you with materials to help you get started. But eager as I am to see the fruits of your labor, it would be remiss of me not to mention that there are more economical methods of procuring that which you need. For example, the moko grass from which you have been dutifully making yarn can be freely gathered out in the wilds. That said, one can't simply rip it out of the ground with one's hand. A scythe is needed, as well as a working knowledge of botany. Have you, perchance, made the acquaintance of a botanist or two? If not, I heartily recommend that you do. They are attractively earthy without seeming dirty, and useful besides. Having said all of that, I will not accept a newfound passion for botany and its practitioners as an excuse for the late delivery of your breeches, so don't keep me waiting. So, gotta make hempen breeches, which I believe the only ones that we can make are hempen breeches of crafting, interestingly enough. So I'll actually want to make 4 of those in that case, because these would be good equipment. Well, maybe, because he is going to give me, let's see, he's going to give me maple patterns, hempen chassis, or hempen bandana. Okay. I'll probably end up getting the bandana from him. So let's see. So we have 2. You can see right here that we have 2 undyed hempen yarn. And we have 3 hempen yarn. It'll cost us 2 of these, but it'll only cost us 1 of these. But then you can see I have 0 leather. So I literally have none of that. So we're going to have to get more hempen yarn. We do have quite a bit of moko grass. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, we have the ability Basic Touch. And while I can use Basic Touch, you'll see that the durability goes down. Now, luckily, I can do Basic Synthesis in 1. So, just like that, I was able to craft a high-quality item, which is nice, actually. If you can, like, get high-quality, like, basic materials, it'll make making high-quality items easier. Now, the problem here lies that unless you're willing to sit here and make every single item, keeping high quality items for all of your stuff is really hard. And when you're just leveling, it's fine to just use the quick synthesis, which we don't have unlocked yet, by the way. That doesn't unlock until you hit level 10 in your first Disciple of the Hand class. So, but if you're just making stuff to level, high quality items will offer you more experience, but beyond that, I'm not really sure that there's like a huge benefit to like making high quality items for leveling anyway. So Now, there is one thing you have to keep in mind. Craftsmanship recommended is level 22. So if I go under my attributes, I can see my craftsmanship is 42. If you don't meet this recommendation, you will more than likely not be able to craft the item, because you won't. Even if you only use like the regular craft button, you likely still will not have enough skill to craft. So now you'll notice that if I use 2 high quality hempen yarn, I actually start with a 44 out of 88 in quality, which means that by hitting the button, I can now actually use less durability, not by much at the moment, but I can use less durability. But also, I now have Master's Mend, and if I use the Master's Mend ability, I can actually give myself an additional 30 durability at the cost of 88 CP. Now, I don't really need to do that on, the basic items like this. But once we get into crafting, more complex items, we will need to start using that. So, alright, let's see what we got for breeches now. We have enough undyed hempen cloth to make 3, because we've got 2, and then we've got 4 high quality. So these are normal quality on this side, these are high quality on this side. I've got 2 normal quality, and I've got 4 high quality. So that's enough to make 3, which is what I need for the quest. But if I want gear for myself to wear, I'm going to want 1 more set. So I will grab the undyed hempen cloth here. I'll make 2 more bolts of the undyed hempen cloth. And you'll notice that, it was already halfway, but it was only a 15% chance of a high quality item. You'll notice that the closer you get, the higher the chance of making a high quality item. If you fill the bar, it's 100% guaranteed. But if you're struggling, going for just 80% is still better than going for 5%. If you just can't get to 100%, that's fine. So, now one thing that's going to essentially hurt us in making any high quality breeches is that we have to actually buy our leather. And if I was a leather worker, I could make high quality standard leather. Whoops, I need 4. But I can't do that right now because I don't have access to leatherworking. That is over in Gridania. And we don't have access to Gridania right now. So let's make some breeches of crafting. Just to do it the first time, I'm going to go ahead and just do it with normal quality. So you'll see that we only have a durability of 60, which is not a lot. If I open the calculations menu here, you'll see that I can gain 35 quality per basic touch, and I can do 10 per basic synthesis. So I need 2 basic synthesis to get to 20 here. Meanwhile, in quality, I can get 35 per. The issue with 35 per, though, is that it will take us about 4 uses of basic touch to get to high quality. Now, the benefit here is that, as I said, it'll take us 4, which means that we're basically guaranteed to get to 120. But if our craftsmanship wasn't high enough, we might now not be able to craft the item. Obviously we can right now, but it might be a struggle if our craftsmanship isn't enough. Luckily, I do have Master's Mend, which I can hit, and it'll use some CP, but now you'll see I have 50 durability, so now I have no problems at all with crafting this. Bing! High quality hempen breeches of crafting. So now, so it will not use high quality materials naturally, which is something to also keep in mind. And also we don't have any more hempen yarn. Whoops. Thought we had enough, but I forgot that I was using the hempen yarn for the, I forgot that the hempen yarn was being used for the bolts. So I completely forgot that I used them all up. So let's just make a couple of these. 2 batches should be enough because it makes 2 hempen yarn each, and we need 4. Well, we need 3, but and we'll go in and we'll make like some of this other stuff too as we go along. But you'll see we've got 3 leather, and it costs 1, so there's 1 there. It costs 1 hempen yarn, so I have to add 1. Again, it will not automatically use the high quality unless you tell it to. And here we have 6 undyed hempen cloth, so let's up that. So now you'll see 50 out of 120. If the leather were high quality, I could probably push it all the way up to 60. But because the leather is not high quality, I wasn't able to. But you'll notice that that's really not an issue. But then also we're making very low level items at the moment, so. But there you can see I'm only using 40 durability each time. So I don't even need to use the Master's Mend. At least not right now. So. And we'll make one last high quality pair of pants. And it's important to realize that high quality items actually have higher stats as well. And so one of the reasons I did want, oh right, they go into your inventory. One of the reasons I did want the high quality version is you'll notice that beyond it just giving a little bit more defense, it's right up there, right above me. You'll notice it also gives an extra +1 to control. Control is what determines how quality the items are. Craftsmanship determines how well you craft the item. And this is just how it is for literally everything. So, I think the breeches are ready. They are? Did I not make the right item? Made hempen breeches. Did I make the wrong thing? Made 3. Made 3 hempen breeches. 3 pairs of hempen breeches. Does it not count because they're high quality? Oh, nope, because there's actually I made hempen breeches of crafting. There's a standard hempen breech. Well, frick. I have done this quest many times, and I completely forgot. Well, we can just sell these. One nice thing is they are high quality, so they will sell for more. Now, that's a whopping 3 gil as opposed to 2 gil, so not really worth. But, oh well, what can you do? So let's just sell those. Hey, I have more money than I started with, though. So now we need to do all of this all over again. Hempen breeches that are not of crafting. Oops. And herein is where I say, I showed you guys the whole system, so I'm just gonna not even bother with quality so that I can just make these. I need to make 6 and 3. So I need to make 9 altogether. So I need to do it 5 times. So I will be back as soon as I am done crafting all of these, because again, we don't have quick synthesis. So give me just a moment, and when I have crafted the breeches, we will be back. Okay, so that took me about a minute, I would say, to make the correct pair of pants, but we got it. That's what matters. I take it the breeches are ready. Hempen breeches, regular, not of crafting. Also only normal quality. It doesn't matter though whether you give him like high quality or not, by the way. He'll get the same dialogue. Not bad, Kazumi, not bad at all. This style of legwear has never been particularly fashionable, nor has its design changed significantly over the years. Fluctuating lengths aside, but I digress. I wondered if you might try for a variation on the conventional design, but I see you opted for orthodoxy. A wise decision in this case. Hempen cloth is inexpensive and durable, making it popular amongst farmers, miners, and others who work the land. Such customers value comfort and mobility over all else. They may appreciate more elegant forms, but they will not sacrifice function for them. Each garment has a purpose, Kazumi. Purpose that you should always bear in mind. A scalloped hem is about as useful to a miner as nipples on a gladiator's breastplate. Now then, having completed your latest task, I believe you have earned this spinning wheel. Use it in combination with your needle, and your work will benefit from it. Saying that, it will of course take you a while to become accustomed to using the tools together. You need not worry though. They fully intend to give you ample opportunity to acquire the knack. In fact, I won't be teaching you anything else until you have. By the time that spinning wheel feels like it belongs in your hands, I dare say I'll have thought of a new task for you. Until then, my girl. Certain gear grants bonus to your craftsmanship, control, and CP values. Higher craftsmanship hastens the progress of synthesis. Greater control increases the chance of creating high-quality items. Additional CP improves your crafting stamina. Outfitting yourself with an eye to your current objective will increase the efficiency of your crafting endeavors. So, what I want to go ahead and do is just grab up these booties. And level 10. Alright, and now we have access to quick synthesis. You can now craft using quick synthesis. Yay! Let me go ahead and equip the spinning wheel and the maple patterns. And the spinning wheel gives me plus 26 craftsmanship and plus 15 control. And the maple patterns give me an additional plus 9 to control. Now, I could pick up the next quest in Weaver and go beyond, but I don't really want to spend a lot of time focusing on crafting. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do a quick synthesis of some gloves. And let's see if we can't hit up some high quality gloves real fast. Since these will be our first tier of item. If you look at my control now, or my calculations, you'll notice that I went from 10 to 15. We also have rapid synthesis, which is a 250% efficiency, but only 50% success rate, though it does have a 0 CP cost. So if it works, we'll get 37, and that can be used if you're running really low on durability, because it will do 250%. It'll do 37 instead of 15, and if it succeeds, you'll get more progress than your basic synthesis. Problem is, again, it's kind of 50-50 because of 50%. Hasty Touch is the same way, requires no CP, but only has a success rate of 60%. And that's really Hasty Touch is only good if you're out of CP, and thus can't use Basic Touch. Now you'll notice I get 45 quality every time I use Basic Touch now. So I'm gonna get 25. I can make these, or 15, I guess. I can make these hemp and half gloves pretty quick. So, all right. So let's go ahead and equip the hemp and half gloves that I just got, because they are higher quality items, and thus they are better for us. So they have +8 control, which gives us a boost. These the hempen Kurta has +18 craftsmanship. So I don't think we did too bad. We got a good set of starter gear. You know, considering that we're a whopping level 1 at the moment. You know. But I think that is what I'm going to do for working with the Weaver, at least for this episode. There's some other things I'd like to hit up before we end off our episode here. So let's make our way off through the city of Ul'dah, and I would actually like to go to the Miners Guild. Now for the Miners Guild, I'm only going to do like the beginning stuff. For this episode, I want to hit up 2 more guilds real quick. I don't want the whole episode to be focused on just like a couple of quick crafting things. Especially since I put so much focus on weaving at the start, right? So, Homestead Adventurer, you stand with the Miners Guild, the place where seekers of the realm's mineral wealth gather. With pickaxe and sledgehammer, we miners work rock and earth that they might yield us ores, fossils, precious stones, and more. If you have a mind to join our ranks, you will be pleased to know that we are currently recruiting. Great riches await those with the strong backs and keen eyes. Want to join the guild? Decision you will not regret. You've just taken your first step towards striking it rich. To look at the lands around Ul'dah, one should be forgiven for thinking the region barren of opportunity. But beneath the surface, the scene could not be more different. There lie veins of copper, silver, and gold beyond measure. For as long as he has dwelt in Thonalon, man has availed himself of these vast deposits, giving rise to a thriving mining trade, which forms the foundation of our nation's prosperity. Of course, the mining trade as it is today owes much to an event which took place some centuries and a half ago, namely the Mad Mithril Rush. Never before had the Sultanate seen such an influx of migrants. Endless throngs came from lands near and far, spurred on by the dream of discovering their motherlode. Alas, a harsh reality awaited them. You see, the vast majority of these poor souls were miners in name alone, and they possessed neither the proper equipment nor the training to realize their dreams. To make matters worse, the mining concerns, who in those days held absolute power, did not scruple to exploit them. Presented with a glut of unskilled labor, they proceeded to fill every tunnel to bursting, and atrocious working conditions soon became the norm. Miners were paid a pittance for back-breaking labor, and saw naught of the riches they unearthed. Pushed to breaking point, the workers banded together to form the Miners Guild, with the aim of improving conditions while protecting the integrity of their trade. Since then, we have sought to educate folk in correct mining practices, both to prevent accidents and to curb the impact that our trade has upon the environment. I trust you now have a better understanding of what we do. All that is left is to commit your name to our role. When you are ready to do so, pray speak with me again. I shall guide you through the enrollment procedure. So, are you ready to join the Miners Guild? Music to my ears, aye, the kind made when one's pickaxe strikes gold. You must introduce yourself to Guildmaster Adelberta right away. Her approval is required if you are to be formally admitted to our ranks. In case you're unaware, Adelberta is perhaps the most accomplished of those miners who still swing a pickaxe. Her understanding of our trade is unsurpassed, and her flair for prospecting uncanny. Her brain, in short, is a veritable gold mine of knowledge, much of it concerning the mining of gold. Jesting apart, you stand to learn a great deal from her. When you are ready, pray present yourselves to Adelberta. You will find her down the stairs yonder, over by the bar. Adelberta. I love this character, by the way. She is so attractive. Like, seriously. She really is. Oh, I have the stupid... Hang on. Because I did the wave emoji earlier, it's like, oh, you want to keep waving, right? I can make good thumbnail from this, actually, by making both of them look at the camera. And I'm showing you how I usually do thumbnails, just because it's kind of neat, the things you can do. Let me up the brightness a little bit. There we go. Maybe a little too bright. 128. There we go. And just like that, I can then hit the screenshot button, and there you go. If this is what I used for a thumbnail, now you know how I've done all of my thumbnails. So, or at least most of them. So, but yes, Adelberta, I have mad crush on her. I mean, look at her. Like, she's got this sexy V-neck right here, sleeveless shirt. Look at these muscles. Like, oh my God, she's so hot. I don't know what I love about her so much, but I love her. Well met, adventurer. Adelberta's my name, and I'm the master of this guild. I take it you wish to become a miner? Well, our doors are open to all who aren't afraid to work hard and get dirty. Thanks to recent advances in refining techniques, it is now possible to smelt even low-purity ores. I mention this because it's allowed us to reopen a number of mines which were thought exhausted, prompting trade to flourish. Truth be told, with business as it is at the moment, we can't take on enough new miners, and new folk make better miners than adventurers. And few folk make better miners than adventurers, you being a hardy lot. What's more, you're well-traveled, which serves to expand the guild's sphere of activity. Oh, but I'm not suggesting you join solely for our benefit. For your part, you'll acquire skills that will prove to your profit. A mutually beneficial agreement. I trust you'll agree. So what say you? You'll join us, yes? Ready to work hard and get dirty? Then I bid you welcome to the Miners Guild. May your toils never go unrewarded. Now then, here's a pickaxe to get you started. It's not the newest, but it should serve a novice well enough. Go on and take it up. See how it feels in your hands. Speak to me again when you're ready, and I'll assign you a little task to help you get into the swing of things. Alright. And with every class that we unlock, we gain one additional gear slot. Right now we have 10, and we had 9 when we had Puglist and Weaver. We had 8 when we had just Puglist. So let's go ahead and add Miner. And Miner is way the frick down here. So right there, because again, this one's going to be empty. But Miner, Botanist, Fisher, and if I go upwards, we'll have Culinarian, Alchemist, Weaver, Leatherworker, Armor, Blacksmith, and Carpenter. Carpenter, Blacksmith, Armor, Goldsmith, Leatherworker, Weaver. Okay, I don't know. I miscounted somewhere, but I'm good. So we don't have any boots on right now. I can technically equip these gloves, the Makote gloves. I'm not going to bother with that. But I can equip the Makote shoes if I want, just so I have shoes. But I'm not going to bother with either because neither gives additional stats. We will get a Hempen Dalmatica of crafting from this. Adelberta wants to assign you your first task. You look good with a pickaxe, Kazumi. Now that you're suitably equipped, your training can commence. A miner learns to craft best in the wilderness, with pickaxe in hand. Hey, here's somebody who's beaten Shadowbringer. To begin, let's see how you fare with good old copper ore. Bring me, say, 10 chunks. There are deposits of the stuff throughout Thanalon. I doubt you'll have to go very far outside the city. Seek out some promising locations outside the Gate of the Sultana and the Gate of Nold and swing away. The motion may feel awkward at first, but in time it'll become second nature. Miners use pickaxes and other tools to extract the mineral wealth of Eorzea and gather materials used in crafting. Locations that can be mined for resources are known as mineral deposits. To locate them, use Prospect. So let's go ahead and just drop all of these off, and then we'll put Sprint over here like usual. Alright, and so now we have to go out of Ul'dah, as everybody likes to say it, Ul'dah. And we can go out and we can do some mining. Before that, I want to make one quick trip over to the Goldsmith and pick up the Goldsmith class. And then as sort of an ending, we'll go out and do mining. Just because, I mean, you've already seen how crafting works, right? Good day to you, adventurer, and welcome to the Goldsmiths Guild. Have you come to observe our artisans at work? Indeed, it is a marvel to watch goldsmiths transform raw metals and uncut gemstones into sparkling rings, earrings, and necklaces, some of which possess magical properties, no less. You know, if you'd like to try your hand at goldsmithing, the guild is open to adventurers like yourself. No prior experience is required, for we teach all you need to know about the craft. Would you be interested? God, if only real life was like that. It pleases me greatly to hear you say so. As for the first step, I would have you understand the purpose of our guild. Instead of, you know, going out and going to college for 4 years, you just go to a job and they're like, yeah, we'll teach you everything about computers or about being a doctor or, you know, God, that would be so nice. As the first step, I would have you understand the purpose of our guild. The vast mineral resources of Thanalon have given rise to a grand goldsmithing tradition, which has been refined through the ages. Our techniques are renowned across the realm, our creations held in the highest regard. However, we of Esthame's lapidaries, the premier source for Ul'dah jewelry, were not content to rest on our laurels. Seeking to advance our craft, we turned our eyes to the east, the only place in the known world whose goldsmithing was said to rival our own. We built the finest facilities to beckon their masters hither, and blended their foreign techniques with ours. Our guild quickly became the center of Eorzean goldsmithing. Aye, here you shall benefit from the refined wisdom of countless veteran craftsmen. You will learn to see the potential in your materials and shape them to your will. These are essential skills, for goldsmith must hone his eyes to identify and appraise all manner of materials, and, when needs be, recognize imitations for what they are. It is even said that a master goldsmith can ascertain the authenticity of a man himself. You may one day come to possess such vision, but even the most magnificent jewel begins life as a rough-hewn stone, and must first be cut and polished before it can delight the eyes with its brilliance. If you would become a goldsmith, you must needs refine yourself as you would a gemstone. It will take much time and effort, and there is no guarantee of success. Should you be certain that this is the life you seek, speak to me once more. Goldsmithing is definitely one of the most important ones to pick up, honestly. Before you can embark upon your journey to become a goldsmith, you must first seek an audience with our guildmaster. Are you ready to do so? You shall find Mistress Serendipity on the workshop floor just down the steps. Show her your burning desire to learn, and you are certain to receive her permission to join. Hi, Serendipity. Stop right there, you little troublemaker. People are working here. Oh, pardon me, I had mistaken you for a marmot. For a moment there, let's start over, shall we? What brings you here today, adventurer? Do you perchance have aspirations to become a goldsmith? Yes, I do. Really? That's great. Welcome, welcome. I'm Serendipity, but you can call me Sarah. Or is that too informal? Sorry, I'm still unaccustomed to this whole guildmaster business. Ah, right. What did you say your name was again? Adrian? No, Kazumi. Oh, right, Kazumi Arata. Wow, that's quite a difference. Well then, Kazumi Arata, work hard and one day your creations may line the shelves of Esteem's aesthetics. Trust in yourself and you can achieve anything. That was sufficiently inspiring, I trust. Good. Next order of business, here's your new chaser hammer. Well, I say new, but it's actually a bit weathered. But never you mind that. Just show me that you know how to hold it so we can get started. Yay! And chaser hammer, which gives us access to goldsmithing. So let me open up our gear list. Let me add a new gear, which is goldsmith. And that is 2 above weaver. And I also want this to be in line as well, just because it makes things easier to find everything. Serendipity would like to officially begin your training as a goldsmith. Great, let's get started. Though, to be honest, I'd swear you've done this before by the way you wear that hammer on your hip. Mind you, even if you do have some experience, a responsible guildmaster must ensure that her charges have a firm grasp of the fundamentals. Therefore, I command you to craft me a copper ingot. It's simple, really. All you need is copper ore and a wind shard. Our guild supplier, Aston, can supply you with copper ore, and I gave you a few wind shards along with your hammer. At least, I think I did. If it turns out you don't have any, you'll need to go get some yourself. Isn't this exciting, Kazumi? Your first real challenge as a member of the Goldsmiths Guild. Show me the ingot when you're done. Good luck. To synthesize copper, use a crafting log, as it says. Alright, so we could buy some copper ore from Aston over here. Or we could switch over to miner, where we already have to mine some copper ore to begin with. And then head on over to the Gate of Nuld to do some mining. And so then we don't have to, it won't cost us anything, so let's go ahead and click on Prospect. I'm going to put that up there because why not? It's just easier to have that on the other bar. Eventually we'll get Auto Prospect. I think that's just straight up level 2, so it's really not, like, important to even have. Oh, the muddy water today is actually really low percent chance. Last time I did this was like 90%, and I was level 1 as well. So this is the mining and gathering interface. You open it up, you can see the different things that you can acquire, and we need to acquire copper ore. But every time you collect something that has one of these marks on it, you'll get more experience. So I'm going to collect a lightning shard. Da-da-da! Yay! Yep, you acquire Auto Prospect. Literally, this skill is now useless. Grab a wind shard. Now, the muddy water I've only got a 61% chance at, so I'm going to gather the the copper ore. There we go, that just went up to 66. And now you'll also notice that there was a spot that said Quick Gathering. If I open the mineral deposit and I enable Quick Gathering, then I can click on one thing and all 4 of my swings will gather the same item, or as many swings as I have left per deposit. Sometimes you will come across deposits where you can mine like 5 times instead of just 4, but also you'll eventually earn skills here that allow you to mine more as well. So now the muddy water is up to 67%. So let's keep our quick gathering. go ahead and mine some more copper ore since we need 10 of those. But also, another thing that we need, hi, Sabotender Ballerina. Level 50. Yikes. Oh. That was an aggressive mob. That was an aggressive level 50 mob. Rip. We died. Well, that was entertaining at least. I'm like, well, you know, I'll just go around it. No big deal. Nope. Nope. It attacked me. I didn't think it was aggressive, so I just walked around it. I mean, I saw the aggressive symbol, don't get me wrong. But I thought that, you know, it was a level 50 in a starting zone, so maybe because, you know, maybe it wouldn't be aggressive. No, nope, not at all. It was aggressive, so rip that. So let's get a little bit more copper. My GP went down to 0 because I died, which is unfortunate. GP is what I need to use skills, and as long as you're in the mining interface, your GP will not go up. That said, every time you mine, your GP will go up. So, but also if you just wait long enough, your GP will naturally regenerate, but it won't regenerate at all if you're in the mining interface. And that's so that you can't just sit here and wait to use an ability, you know, while you're mining. So what I want to do is I want to use Sharp Vision. Increases the chance of obtaining items by 5%. And you'll see now I have a 72% chance to get muddy water. You notice I turned off quick gathering. And hey, I actually succeeded on it, I think. Yep, a pail of muddy water. Cool. Since I only needed that, I'm going to go ahead and mine copper ore for the rest of this. And this is actually generally how I go about leveling the goldsmithing, is I actually just do the mining myself, because otherwise it does become expensive. Getting the materials, so. Plus, hey, if I level up my mining, then I can mine better stuff. And sometimes there's materials that you can't get otherwise. If you were on a regular account, it wouldn't be a big deal because you could access the market board. But because this is a free trial, I can't do that. So, unfortunately, if I want any of the materials, I either have to buy it from the shop, from one of the shops, or I have to gather it myself. And not all of the materials that you need are gatherable from the shops. So let's go ahead and turn this quest in. And then we'll probably go ahead and craft the copper ingot and turn that quest in. So it's 10 chunks of copper ore I want. The metal is common enough in Thanaland. Shouldn't have trouble finding suitable deposits just outside the gate of the Sultana and the gate of Nald. I have 17, so I'll just hand over 10. I'll keep the other 7. And you don't have to worry about ever accidentally handing over too much of an item. You know, whatever they want is what you hand over. You'll never have to be like, oh, I have to separate 10, you know. Let's see here. 10 chunks, just as I ordered. Well done, Kazumi. Tell me, is being a miner aught like you imagined? Harder than expected, is it? All new recruits say as much. It takes a combination of knowledge, experience, and instinct to know where to dig. Yet it's ultimately back-breaking labor that yields you your prize. Yeah, and I died, so that happened. Make no mistake, Kazumi. Mining is grueling work, and you'll be dog-tired most of your waking hours. But tell me, did you not feel invigorated each time your pickaxe struck home? Did you not experience a thrill of triumph when the earth finally yielded up your prize? That is what we miners live for. You may be ripe to collapse, your fate caked in weak old dirt, but the promise of discovery drives you on, and the instant you find that which you have long sought, in that sparkling instant, you feel like a god among men. You've made a fine start, and I would see you maintain your efforts. Practice swinging your pickaxe till your arms have learned the motion, then return here. I'll have another little task for you. Next quest is available at level 5, naturally. Naturally. Yay! And now she will have a new quest available, but I'm not going to pick that up immediately. Instead, I'm going to equip the Hempen Delmatica of Gathering, and then update my miner gear set. And then let's switch over to goldsmithing. And now that we're on Goldsmith, we need to clear out our hotbars. And the nice thing is that whatever you are, whether it's goldsmith or weaver or leather worker, it will always open that crafting log for you. So, now another nice thing is that it also usually opens whatever the previous crafting log is if you're not in a crafting class. So let's go ahead and craft a copper ingot and get that level 2 goldsmithing. And then we will pop on over to the guild, to the goldsmith, turn in our copper ingot, and finish off the episode with that. So, I hope you all have enjoyed so far. I have. It's been a little bit of a pain going through all of this again, but I don't mind. It's been kind of refreshing and being like, wow, it really does help that I'm going through the story again, because there was getting my first character to level 50 took me literally an entire year. Because I started it, I stopped. I started it, I stopped. My computer broke, so I couldn't then continue it. I've had a lot of issues with getting to the end of, A Realm Reborn, ARR, as it's known as. Oh, did you forget what materials you need? Asen over there can sell you copper ore, but I'm afraid he doesn't stock wind shards. Don't think too hard, Kazumi. Just give it a try and see what happens. This is quite... let's see. This one needs to be... Utter garbage. The worst. Not even for making a chamber pot. Quiet, Gigi. I'm the guildmaster. I get to decide what's fit for a chamber pot. Please excuse me. He gets a bit overzealous at times. Also, sorry, that seemed really loud. Much louder than I expected it to be. So, I'm going to turn that down a bit. Test. That's a little bit better. I feel like that's more in line with what the normal is. Still seems a little loud, actually. Maybe this should be good. I think that'll be good, yeah. And then this is my normal. Okay. Gigi is my assistant, but he has a habit of butting in with his opinions. Most mammoths are rather simple, capable of no more than rudimentary speech. They can be relied on. They can be relied on for menial tasks, but little else. Gigi, on the other hand, is quite intelligent and quite stubborn, I might add. I suspect that due to his age, he's been with the guild for an eternity, ever attending each guildmaster, but recently he's been coming and going as he pleases. Gigi. Kneel before Gigi, the one true guildmaster. Respect my authority, ignorant mortal, or suffer my wrath. It's like this every day, Kazumi. I'm afraid the experience he's accumulated over a century of assisting guildmasters has made him arrogant. It's quite intimidating, really. I may be the guildmaster, but he's like a walking, talking archive of all knowledge to do with our craft. Oh, I completely forgot about your ingot. Sorry. As I was about to say, I think this is very, very good for a beginner. It's reasonably pure and well-formed. I dare say you've got a knack for this, Kazumi. What you need now is practice. So keep practicing with your hammer. Come back here when you've gotten more comfortable using it. Near Gigi. Bugger off, greenhorn. Sorry, it would not turn off. I was hitting the turn off button, it would not turn off. I'm like, hello? Turn off, please. So now I'm a level 3, so I can't pick up the next quest. But crafting a few copper ingots is pretty simple. I can always just buy some copper ore if I really need. So that should get me a handful of copper ingots. I've actually got more money now than what I started with. Oh, she gave me like a crap ton of copper ingots. So here's a quick synthesis menu. We can make 14 copper ingots. Let's just go ahead and synthesize all 14 of them. Why not? But that'll probably push us to level 5. And that is a good spot to end things off at. So I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, feel free to subscribe. Check the video description down below. There's a link to the playlist so that you can get caught up on any of the episodes that you missed. And also help me continue this series by supporting me over on Patreon. Link to that can also be found in the video description below. And with that, I will see you all next time. See you later.